Good. All right, let's move on and talk about the Velveteen Dream, who was also released. He was another person on this big list of releases. As first reported by PW Insider, WWE released Velveteen Dream from his contract on Thursday. According to Fightful Select, Dream hadn't been at several NXT TV tapings in recent weeks. The former NXT North American champion has been attending open ring sessions at the NXT Performance Center, but Dream, whose real name is Patrick Clark, has not wrestled, to make note, he's not wrestled since December of last year. And that was a match against Adam Cole. He started his career with WWE as a contestant on Tough Enough. You might remember him as Patrick Clark. He was eliminated very early. He came off as very arrogant and very young. And he has been sparingly used since the April 2020 allegations against him surfaced, where he allegedly was sending illicit pictures to underage boys and girls. WWE later commented, claiming an investigation had been taking place, and they didn't find anything. That is a quote from the company. But alas, Velveteen Dream, not used for a long time for these outside reasons, has now been released. He has since, and this is worth to note, he has since come out and vehemently denied these allegations in a very long statement. It's way too long for me to read out here, but know that he's denied the allegations against him, and he did feel like they were a stigma and kind of led to his release. But Trevor, Velveteen Dream, gone from WWE. What do you think led up ultimately to his release, and what do you just make of this news?
So we touched on him not long ago because, like I said, I think I remember saying he's from DC. Um, Great talent. From what I know, he's kind of a shithead in the locker room. Um,
Who isn't?
True, true. But kind of a shithead in the locker room. But from what I know about Dream, he actually reached out and tried to help a couple guys. I think one of them was the person that reported his allegations. I think, um, but I don't know, man. It just seems odd. Like from what I gather, like he doesn't seem like that type of guy. And if he did it, he deserves it. But I feel like I hate allegations like this because you never know if they're true or not. I feel it, and honestly, in most cases, it ruins people's careers for no
Yeah,
reason at all.
yeah. I mean, and I don't think his gimmick honestly necessarily has anything to do with these allegations. I think I
Yeah,
think, I think that's just that is what it is. But one thing I do think that he mentioned in his statement against these allegations. This is like the first time he's really spoken out vehemently against
I've read
these.
that earlier.
One of the things that he said was that he believes that these were, photoshopped or
Yeah,
fake
yeah.
Instagram messages or something along those lines. And, again, it's worth to note WWE did their investigation. As of right now, no charges have been filed against him. That could change. That couldn't. Who knows? But there are some things to note that these things might be, these alleged allegations might be untrue. And again, though, I do think at the end of the day, it was the stigma of the allegations, whether or not they were true. They could very well be true. They very well could be not. We don't know. The stigma of these allegations, I think it's very clear to say they led to his release because once it's there, it's very hard to get rid of.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it had nothing to do with his work ethic, from what I know. It had nothing to do with his performance in the ring. All I know is he got released because of this. Like I said, I read the report earlier in his statement, and like you said, he did say that it could be Photoshop, and I believe a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, when it comes to someone famous like this, and it comes out later in their career and not earlier. Like I feel like it is one of those situations where it's either Photoshop or false. So
Yeah,
sometimes, not all
I
the
mean,
time, but sometimes.
I mean, I think it just depends on the situation. Again, we can't speak on these specific allegations, but what we can say is that in the ring, Velveteen Dream, it was a very great wrestler. Great. He
He
was great
was.
on the mic. He was great in the ring. And moving on towards that, Trevor, let's say the stigma of these allegations end up, going away or what have you, or they're proven to be untrue. Let's hope, like no one got hurt and they're untrue. Where do we think Velveteen Dream could potentially land? Where do we think that Patrick Clark, who plays the Velveteen Dream or did, could possibly end up later on when his 90-day no-compete is up?
I would like to see him on the indie circuit for a little while, honestly. Like to see
Yeah.
him surf the indie circuit for a little bit. Because as good as he is, he's still young. He still has a lot to learn. I would love to see like him developed in certain promotions that I think will give him that experience that he needs. A place that he could possibly go, a place that we scream about could be Impact because they need talent. They definitely need talent. Major League Wrestling could use him actually. Like there's a couple places that I would like to see him go, but honestly, I would like to see him just surf the indie circuit for a while. Just get his feet wet in the indie circuit, and and come back from that.
I think Velveteen Dream, it would serve him well, and it would serve his career well if he went to a place where he can be a big fish in a small pond. I think
Absolutely.
MLW is a very interesting scenario that you just pointed out. If he goes to MLW, I think you push him to the moon. He's your world champion. Whatever gimmick you got to do to get him over, you might not even have to do a gimmick. I think Patrick Clark, as a wrestler, is a very talented individual. He knows what he's doing in and inside the ring. So there's a lot to be desired there. So I think if he goes to a place like MLW or even Impact, like you mentioned, it would be great for those companies because they would get a star. They would get somebody who's young. Like Patrick Clark is young. He's just like a year or two older than me.
So he's like 24, 25?
He's like I believe he's like 25, 26.
Yeah,
Regardless, he's a very young guy. He's got a lot of years ahead of him, and he's a guy you can build a company around. And does he have a little bit of a cocky and arrogant streak? Yes, he does. But who are some of the biggest wrestlers in the world? Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Hulk Hogan, as we rave on here. All three arrogant, all three cocky. Two of those three are respectful. One of them is a scumbag. But regardless, you got to have a little bit of arrogance if you want to go to the top. You got to have a little bit of confidence, and I think that's what Velveteen Dream has. I think again, if all of these allegations are proven to be untrue, I think Velveteen Dream has a future in this business as a megastar. Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.